Yes, I follow the noble Lord MP, and somewhat to my surprise, say I very much agree with his call for honesty, a reality-based politics about the situation of the border down the middle of the Irish Sea and the need to acknowledge that and deal with that. But I disagree with him that that means there's any sort of argument against either here Amendment 290 or 291 in the names respectively of the noble Lady Baroness Jones of Whitchurch and the noble Lord Wigley. Because whether it's a coordination council or whether it's a framework, the particular situation of Northern Ireland and the differences that will happen under each of the devolved administration in all of our nations demands the kind of coordination. And I can very much imagine the noble Lord, the Minister, may get up and say, oh, as we hear so very often, wait for the regulations, we'll sort this out later. Well, let's focus on the fact that the other place has already gone off on its summer break. Time is moving on, and to have on the face of the bill a mechanism for coordination is surely essential. In this group, I also wish to, of course, express my support for Amendment 283 in the name of my noble friend Baroness Jones of Molescombe. She has been doing a sterling job right through this bill, as I'm sure your Lordship's House has noticed, in ensuring that animal welfare issues remain front and centre at all aspects of this bill, as indeed they must. But what I chiefly rose to speak to, and this is at the special request of the Green Party of Northern Ireland, is particularly to Amendment 289 in the name of the noble Lady Baroness Ritchie of Downpatrick, for shorthand, the Sunset Clause for Northern Ireland. And the particular circumstances here really do demand action from the government to incorporate this into the bill. The fact is, of course, due to the absence of a sitting assembly from January 2017 to January 2020, there was very little consultation in Northern Ireland on this bill. The scrutiny that did take place was over one day. The Committee on Agriculture, Environment and Rural Affairs heard evidence from stakeholders, also looking at the environment and fisheries bills. Due to the complexity, the committee was unable to fully explore the situation, and particularly this bill. However, it indicated in its report that it would endorse a sunset clause similar to that provided by Wales, which indeed is what is provided by 289. Now, the committee then recommended a timeframe ending at 2024, but I think the noble Lady Baroness Ritchie is right that looking at the practicalities with COVID-19 in the electoral cycle, 2026 is the right timing for this. Without this clause, Northern Ireland will be in a situation of being stuck with a basic payment system, being stuck with something without any end in sight, with all of the complexities and complications, which indeed the noble Lord MP just outlined. It needs the opportunity to develop its own agricultural legislation that's specific to its particular context. And there, of course, we are talking about geography, we're talking about climate, we're talking about soils, and of course, we're talking about the political framework. So this, I very much hope that the government will be able to take on board this amendment. And I think looking at the overall situation going forward, I don't think I can do better than to quote the remarkably elegant words of the noble Lord Wrigley very late on Tuesday evening, when he said, we need a system that works for all the nations, respects the rights and wishes of all the nations, and has transparent and equitable mechanisms underplayed by mutual respect.